Hi, welcome to Happier Ladies. We're sisters who discuss all things related to work, family, and personal growth.
We draw inspiration from everywhere, especially from you, our listeners, to keep moving forward with joy and laughter in the big adventure that is life.
1 week at a time.
I'm Azizi Williams. I live and work in the LA area. I'm a mom of 2, soon to be an empty nester, and I'm an education professional in the independent school world. I'm here with my sister, Malika Amandi.
That's me. I'm a SoCal native living in Western Massachusetts, a newish mom, and I work in higher ed. In this episode, we share updates from our listeners and offer suggestions related to sleep.
But first, Malika, I had the most amazing experience this week.
Tell me.
I got to meet Gretchen and Elizabeth at Gretchen's book tour a few days ago, and I am still just like over the moon about it.
Oh my goodness, you got to meet them both?
It was an out-of-body experience. The whole thing was so lovely. Gretchen was lovely. She's so smart. I loved hearing her talk about her book and other ideas that she has. And it was fun, like knowing all the things and being in on the conversation. But then there were different stories that she shared related to her background and how she got into this work. So that was fantastic. And then afterwards, Malika, okay, so first of all, when I was sitting in the theater, when I was coming in, I could hear Elizabeth's voice because her voice is so distinct and beautiful.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, Elizabeth's here. And I saw her. She sat in the front and that was cool. And then there was a Q&A part, and I kind of knew the question I wanted to ask. And so I got to introduce myself, and Gretchen was like, oh, it's the Happier Lady. You know, it's easy. Tell us about your story.
Oh,
It was so kind of her to invite me to tell the story. And so I did, but I was nervous. It was weird hearing my voice in the microphone. It was dark. So Gretchen and Adam were looking to see where the sound was coming from. So that was awkward and weird, but I told people a little bit about our story. And then Adam Felber was like, I should do a podcast with my sister, who also lives on the East Coast. I was like, yeah. So anyway, as we were walking out, I had my book. And so I knew I wanted to get it signed. And I thought, okay, this is how I'm going to get to say hello to Gretchen personally, is through this book signing. But she wasn't signing books. And instead, Elizabeth and I kind of walked out at the same time. And I was like, can I give you a hug? And she said, yes. And then Elizabeth said, we should get a picture with Gretchen. I was like, oh, yes, we should get a picture. And so we waited for Gretchen to come out, and then we took pictures, and Mommy and Daddy came and they took pictures.
Oh.
And then we had a whole back and forth. It was really lovely.
That is so special. What a great moment to have. That's amazing.
It was amazing. And I kept saying, when I was in Boston, my sister and I wanted to come and see it together, but we just couldn't make it work. And I don't know, I felt like I was rambling and babbling, and I wished I had a better plan for small talk. But I did manage to offer the suggestion of having a magazine. It's like,
oh, you
Gretchen,
did?
you should start a magazine. My sister and I would love to read this. We think other people would read it too. And she thought, oh, well, that's interesting. And she was very kind. She was very kind as I was like bumbling in that interaction.
It sounds like they were genuinely excited to meet you too.
I think so. It definitely felt that way. They seemed interested, and it seemed like they wanted to have a photo also. So that's good. I'm glad that it didn't freak them out, or right? Because this is the first time we have met since we have started the podcast. Right. And of course, we met Gretchen at a book tour in 2019 before any of this was on our minds. It was just surreal to have those two bookend experiences and the differences that have happened within that time.
Yeah.
It was like a marker of time between 2019 and 2025. So that was going through my head also. And Malika, in the morning when I was trying to get dressed, I couldn't figure out what to wear. I had all these different kinds of meetings at work, and then I had this thing after. And I looked at Gretchen and what she had been posting on Instagram on our book tour. And the thing I was going to wear was exactly the thing that she has been wearing. And so I was like, oh no, I need to wear something else. So luckily I found something else. And of course she did wear that thing.
That's funny.
She's often wearing a brightly colored like knit sweater and a black or dark skirt. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go the opposite direction so that we're not twinning. I don't want to twin in our photos.
That's so funny. Oh, yay.
It was lovely. It happened. And I'm excited. I'm proud of us for what we have done and accomplished. And still so much in awe of Gretchen and the Happier Universe and
Yeah,
all of the ideas and thoughts that her and Elizabeth have put out also.
that's wonderful. Good experience.
Yes, yes, yes.
Our next segment is Inbox, where we share tips and reflections from listeners.
So, Malika, what have we heard from our listeners?
So, on the topic of winter clothes, Michelle K says, I keep at all times a winter hat, gloves, and extra coat in my car. The coat is a cast off from my kids, but I had to put it on the other day. It didn't look cute, but it kept me warm on a cold day that snuck up on me. I keep an umbrella in my car, one in my desk at work, and one by my back door. I had to use all three umbrellas today in one day, which is unusual. Personally, I think you need to get more coats and jackets. This is directed at me.
Okay.
When you are dressed up, you need a different coat than when you are running errands on the weekend. Depending on the weather, you will need different coats and jackets. 0 degrees calls for a heavier coat than 40 degrees. The same goes for hats and gloves. Maybe some people get by with one standard winter coat. I don't think you are that person. Get yourself dolled up for winter. Same goes for boots. It's expensive to acquire all of these items. Take your time and buy something new each year. Eventually, you will have everything you need. All right. Thank you, Michelle, for that advice. This is coming from my disclosure that I only have one pair of mittens. And if I leave them at home, I'm just cold handed.
Mhm.
So I could see the value of building them up over time. I do have one winter coat that I wear at 0 degrees or 40 degrees. There's like another one I have that I can switch into when it's a little bit lighter or a little bit warmer, but I'm not good at buying clothes. We know this.
She's not. As someone who had to purchase her clothes for her when I was just visiting her and her husband, she's not good at buying clothes.
But I appreciate the perspective from somebody who lives in a winter climate and has found a way to make it work. So I will take that into consideration. And also just the realistic advice that it takes time.
Yeah.
Maybe next year I buy one other coat.
I'm zeroing in on two things Michelle has said.
Okay.
One is get yourself dolled up for winter.
Mhm.
I like this vibe. She's saying, don't just survive. How can you thrive? And how can you invest in coats that you're going to get excited about or feel good about that elevate your style?
Yes.
I think that's a good goal. I've seen coats on people on the East Coast that look really fantastic and that feel elevated. And because you live in an area with weather, you could have multiple coats. You don't have to just have one. You can have different coats to match outfits. And I don't know. I
Ooh.
think this is something to strive for. And then the second thing that stood out to me about Michelle is all the umbrellas. And I'm
Yes.
trying to figure out how she used all three in her day. She had an umbrella in the home that she brought in the car, but then she used the car umbrella at work and then also used the work umbrella. That's a lot of umbrellas in one day. I'm interested in that math.
I do have an umbrella at work. That's come in handy.
Just for emergencies, when you didn't know it was going to be raining when you got to work.
Exactly. But yes, thank you for this advice.
Good advice. It's funny, when I went to visit you, I really don't have boots. I don't have boots. I'm in a no boot situation right now. And I keep thinking I should have boots, but then maybe I don't need them. And when I went to visit you, there was some weather and I just had tennis shoes and it was fine. But of course, I wasn't in any fancy situations when I
Mhm.
was visiting you. So yeah, I would have to.
Well, because there is a certain point of the year where your tennis shoes will get all wet and you'll have wet socks.
But also, tennis shoes aren't appropriate in every social setting or work
Right,
setting.
that too.
I would need to have boots, but in LA, black flats just gets me everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. On the topic of magnesium spray, we got a couple of notes. And of course, this was directed at Malika also because she shared about her magnesium conundrum and the stickiness of using the magnesium that she has. So Karen said, I was hoping you would get a lot of advice about how to avoid the stickiness with magnesium spray. What I do is shower, slather myself with lotion, spray magnesium into my hands, rub it in. I'm happy with this method and I'm not sticky, but I wonder if I'm watering down the magnesium's power. Please share any tips you get. Okay. And then this tip is from Lindsay, who says, I use the magnesium reset spray from Aloe Yoga. It's not sticky at all and maybe worth a try. So there's the magnesium suggestion for a non-sticky option. Malika, how's it going with magnesium?
I basically have just not been using it lately, but I haven't needed it. Whatever that issue was in my leg has subsided for now, but I didn't really resolve the stickiness. So I appreciate Karen's shower method. That makes sense to me. But also, I get the question of, is it going to dilute the magnesium? I'm interested in this Aloe Yoga one. It feels more like a luxury product. So that might be kind of nice to have, like, kind of fancier.
Like a self-care moment?
Exactly.
Mm.
I did get something that was like a bath salt that had magnesium in it and use that for, like, body aches and stuff. In general, I think magnesium is like an untapped supplement.
Is this something I should be doing? Like, I'm suddenly feeling left out of the magnesium party.
Well, magnesium can be very helpful for sleep, so that might be a reason for you to consider it.
So you slather it on your body so you can go to sleep?
No, the supplement version,
Okay.
but the topical magnesium, it's really good for muscle aches. I think you have other lotions and potions that do this, that kind of, like,
Yeah.
help with pain, joint
They
pain, or
have, like, arnica in
yes.
them and things like that.
I've often heard arnica and magnesium talked about in the same conversations.
Mm.
So you might be fine. It's just good to know it's out there.
Yeah.
One of the things, magnesium was specifically recommended to me as being pregnancy safe. And I think
Okay.
arnica might be, but aren't as many studies or something. I don't know.
So the magnesium, it helps with body aches and joint pain and things like that, and it also helps you rest or helps you
Yeah.
sleep. I kind of like this, like, magnesium oil or magnesium reset spray before bed because it could do 2 things then if it's helping you.
We need to verify this. I'm not
Okay.
a medical professional, so I
What?
don't
You're not?
know
Okay.
if the topical application also impacts your sleep or if
Sleep.
that's
Okay.
just the supplement.
Got it. Got it.
So do your research on that.
Okay.
But
Good. Noted.
it feels like a good product to have in your little apothecary setup.
Yes. Why do I not have this? So it's on my list for sure.
All right. On the topic of finding news sources that don't make you more anxious than the news does anyway, Lene says a great news source is Jessica Yellen, News Not Noise. She's a former CNN journalist who got sick of sensationalizing news for ratings and wants to report to help us get clear about what's happening and sometimes provides actionable steps we can take to protect ourselves. It's still a lot any way you slice it, though. That's true, just about the news.
Mm. Mhm.
But I did start looking at Jessica Yellen's Substack, and I appreciate it. I think I also like that it's a woman's perspective. Like, I mean,
Mm.
obviously there are female journalists, but I feel like a lot of the talking heads are not women.
Mhm.
And she covers a range of different issues that I think are important to women. And it's still the news, which I think we all have a fraught relationship at this point with. But I would recommend it if you're looking for something a little bit different than the major news outlets.
So is this a Substack? It's something
It
written?
is written.
Okay.
I think she has a big Instagram presence as well, where she'll do updates and videos and things on Instagram.
Okay.
So there's like a paid version of the Substack, which includes Zoom chats and like more discussions, which I'm not a
Mm.
part of, but the
Right.
other version is like a newsletter. You don't even have
Cool.
to subscribe. You can just read the Substack online. I didn't actually subscribe yet.
It's nice to just have alternatives and see what works for you. So more options to try. On the topic of I am from poems, which Malika and I shared, this is a way to talk about all of your different identities, and there's a template format to it. And it's just a way to acknowledge your history, your culture, your family, and other things that make you you. A listener shared her own I Am From poem with us. And so I'm going to share that with you right now. By the way, we're going to link the episode number that Malika and I shared our I Am From poems, as well as a template, which a couple of people have asked for. So here is Nicole's I Am From poem. I am from Canoga Park, California, which makes me a Valley girl. From family road trips as a kid, listening to Fleetwood Mac, and a lifelong love of the Dodgers. I am from sunsets and the Pacific Ocean, from Laguna Niguel, California. I am from parents who made me a sister and a husband who made me a mom. I am from pizza and Diet Coke, from Moonstruck and Pretty in Pink. I am from postcards, photo booths, and baguettes. Yay! I know this person now. I know you, Nicole. I love this. I love this format. I think it's so effective.
Thank you for sharing your poem with us.
Yes, thank you. We'd love more poems. If anyone else wants to share their I Am From poem, we'd love to read that too. Okay, we're going to take a break. And when we get back, we will share a few strategies for sleep.
Azizi, how's your dinner game these days?
Well, Malika, I used to struggle with what to cook for dinner.
You're cooking now?
Okay. Actually, my husband used to struggle with what to make for dinner. I mean, meal planning, grocery lists, yuck. But then we found Prep Dish. It's a weekly meal planning service that tells you exactly what to cook. And now they've partnered with Instacart, so your grocery list becomes a ready-to-go online cart.
Oh, what's in your cart, Azizi?
All of the Prep Dish ingredients, plus I can add energy drinks, chili crisp, lipstick, whatever, and check out in just a few clicks. Shopping online is so fun. The meals are family-friendly, healthy, and super easy to prep. Dinner is easy to make, and now we look forward to new tasty meals.
Prep Dish is offering our listeners 2 weeks free. Just head to prepdish.com/happierladies to sign up. Again, that's prepdish.com/happierladies.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Psst, healthcare pros, word's out, and it's too good to keep quiet. Look, LinkedIn is revolutionizing job hunting, making it possible to search by specialty, shift preference, and salary. Endless scrolling is out. Whether it's a mental health therapist or dental hygienist, finding the perfect role is faster and easier than ever. Head to linkedin.com/healthcare and start your search today.
We're back with our next segment, Easy Maker, where we recommend something that's making our lives easier.
So, Azizi, how is your sleep hygiene these days?
Well,
that sigh says a lot.
Yeah. I think I am at a place now where I am accepting myself and my natural rhythm for sleep.
Okay.
So I've been trying really hard for many years now to go to bed earlier and to go to bed maybe at 10 o'clock and to wake up earlier, and been trying different strategies with that goal in mind. And I am giving up. That is just, I'm accepting that that is not who I am. I am a go to bed at 11:30, 12 kind of person. I'm a wake up at 6:30 kind of person, 7 maybe. And I'm kind of tired of fighting against what my body just wants to do. And I'm okay with that. I didn't even put it on my 25 or 25 this year. I think that I'm going to just pause on trying these things that have been not successful for me.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
All right. Well, that's a choice, you know? I think if you are not falling asleep during the day, you're probably getting enough sleep, right?
I think so. I'm definitely not falling asleep during the day. I think it works for me. And I came to this conclusion after doing the Q2 planning.
Yeah.
Right? So in the Best Laid Plans Q2 planning, there was a question about, are there any goals that you want to cross off now?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything from your list of things that you just want to let go of? And so this is one that I'm going to let go of.
Good for you. I support you.
Thank you, Malika. So what about you? How's your sleep hygiene?
It's okay. I think I'm in the stage of this pregnancy where it impacts my sleep because
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to sleep on my back. You're really supposed to sleep on your left side, and the right side is okay, but like on the side.
Right. Yeah.
And so there's like a whole positionality thing of this like pillow choreography. We've got
Oh,
so many
pillow
pillows.
choreography.
Need like one between my legs and one that I hold, and like it's a whole thing. I'm fine. I'm getting sleep every night, but sometimes, and there's the aspect of going to the bathroom like 3 or 4 times in the night.
Oh, that seems like that would be really disruptive.
Exactly. So you're just
Yeah.
waking up a lot, and I think in regular times, the night is like one unit. Maybe I go to the bathroom once. It doesn't disrupt me or wake me up, you know?
Mm.
But you think about, well, I went to bed and then I had some dreams and then I woke up. And that's like, yeah, the night was just one thing. And now it's like the night is like a montage of scenes of like
Different acts.
different acts, the bathroom, and then like, oh, I need some water now. And then like sometimes I'm just up for 40 minutes or an hour, like maybe I'll watch some Frasier, and then
40 minutes or an hour.
it's not every
Sounds
night, fortunately,
terrible.
but
Yeah.
I've also heard people say this. I remember this from the last time I was pregnant. At a certain point, it got to where I would just be up for
Yeah.
everyone's like, well, it's just preparing you, this is what life is going to be. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like that explanation, but I get it. I know that.
Right. It's true that your sleep will be disrupted even more.
I understand that. So I'm not like trying to fix it or change it. Like I accept
Right.
this is just what's just happening.
You're not seeing it as a problem.
No, it's just where I am.
Yeah. That's good.
That's the situation.
So, we have a few strategies related to sleeping to share with you because even though Malika and I aren't getting the best sleep necessarily,
You should still trust us.
you should still trust us. And we are still invested in making it as quality as possible, the sleep that we are getting. So, we each have a few things we want to share with you that are helping us right now with our sleep.
All right. So here are Zizi's tips. The Scandinavian sleep method.
This is a game changer if you sleep with someone. If there's someone else in the bed with you at night, then this is a game changer. And I saw it first from the YouTuber I talked about, Cecilia Blumenthal, who lives in Scandinavia. She didn't talk about it. She just was making up her bed in this way. And I was like, this is fascinating. So the Scandinavian sleep method is that you and your partner get your own comforters in the bed. So there's the bottom sheet and there's comforter, duvet, and they're each folded in half so that you are the only one enjoying it. And the beautiful part about this is that there is no pulling of the blankets or like trying to hold on to your scrap of blanket. It's just you get the kind of blanket you like. You get as much or as little of it as you like, and you have control of it all night. And so I've done this and I highly recommend it. I love it. It just makes it a more peaceful sleep.
Norm has been wanting to try this Scandinavian sleep method for a while. We are very different sleepers, very different temperatures. I run cold, he runs hot. So
Right. Yeah.
I always want the comforter. He throws it off, but then it's too much on me. I like to stick a leg out the side. So we've been talking about this, and I kind of have been like, well, get it, do it. I think he thinks it's like a special type of blanket, but what you're saying, it's just 2 blankets.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a special blanket, get it, but you don't have to. That's the beauty of it, Malika. You decide what blanket you want and you just do it. And he decides what blanket he wants.
When your side is folded in half, you have like 2 layers, or you just do whatever you want with it?
I have a lot of layers
Yes.
for me. And I will say on apartment therapy, I can link this article. It was addressing how to make it look beautiful still.
Mm-hmm.
So the way they make it look beautiful is they still have like a bottom row
Mm-hmm.
that's
Unifies.
across both of them that unifies it. And the comforters are the same color. But
Okay.
look, that's not happening in my house. I have whatever I have and I just fold it in half on my side. And then he just has a thing that is a lot less. And really, you could even when you make up the bed, you could have a cover over the whole thing and you just throw it off.
Right.
And it's not that complicated.
Okay, we're going to try this.
Give it a try.
Your next strategy is sleeping with a stuffed animal.
I have talked about this before. I have a stuffed animal. It's kind of a medium size, I want to say. One of those really soft, like squishmallow, just really cozy, soft stuffed animals. Mine is a Stitch because I like Stitch from Disney's Lilo and Stitch. But it has really elevated my sleep. One, because it's just like a different kind of pillow with a different kind of texture. And sometimes I want to cozy up with the feet. Sometimes it's the head. Like there's different sizes and elevations to it. So that's nice. It's just really relaxing. It's just very comforting to have one. And so I was just actually, I think I saw an article in the New York Times about it. There are a lot of adults that sleep with stuffed animals. So that was very reassuring. It is not just me. It's a whole thing. And there's some science behind it being regulating in stressful times. And I think in the pandemic in particular, this came about or people were studying this phenomenon. And so I would say if you haven't considered it, consider it. And I was also thinking, Malika, it would be cool to have a line of stuffed animals for adults specifically. Or maybe they're not animals. Maybe they're different other kinds of objects that would be more pleasing. Plants. Yes. Handbags. I don't know. Like other shapes of things that adults would feel more comfortable with. Because I'm not one, Elizabeth and Sarah just talked about this. Like, I don't believe that inanimate objects have souls. Like, I am not one of those people. And in fact, when I was a child, I didn't really like stuffed animals. I didn't gravitate towards them at all. But just having this one and the softness and texture that it brings has been really comforting. And in fact, when I went to Mammoth recently, I brought it with me and I loved it there also.
Okay. I don't have any stuffed animals, but we got Norm's mom, before we had a child, gave us these like baby ducks that had a rattle in it. I think she just thought they were cute.
You received this as a gift?
As a gift.
Okay.
But we both ended up using them as pillows, like Mavis and Marvin were their names. We do believe that inanimate objects have souls.
You do believe that?
No, but like everything has a name.
Right.
I don't know what happened to them, but we slept with them for years in our bed.
But they have rattles in them. That would be distracting.
That was annoying.
What?
It was. It was always,
why did you do
it? Was always something we talked about, how we should take out the rattle.
You guys are so funny.
I don't know.
Mostly they don't have rattles in them. Like, this is so easy to get one that doesn't make noise in your bedroom.
I also heard on T-Boy that like Build-A-Bear,
oh, right.
Their customers are adults primarily.
Yeah.
There is a thing now of like people buying more stuffed animals.
Connecting with your inner child. Yeah. But, for me, from a purely practical standpoint, there's some benefit. So even if you're not having a desire to connect with your inner child and you just want to sleep better, you might consider a squishmallow of some sort.
All right. So your last tip is a portable touch light.
This is something that I purchased recently that I didn't know I needed. And now that I have it, I love it. It's a small light and it's next to my bed, and just touching it turns it on. And there's 3 different methods. It's a really soft light. So there's 3 different elevations of it. But it's just so handy. In the middle of the night, I have to go to the bathroom. I don't want to fumble with trying to figure out a switch. I just gently touch it and it turns on, and it's fantastic. And it's not a bright light, so it doesn't disturb Grayson. Yeah, I like this light.
Did you say the light has a dimmer on it, or it's just 3 different settings?
It's just 3 different settings. It's off, it's on low, it's on brighter. That's it.
Okay.
So you just keep tapping it back and forth until it's at the level that you want. So what's beautiful about it, again, is that you're not fumbling with a switch or a pull that lamps generally have. And this one is one that is extremely portable. It's not plugged in. It's battery operated. It could be anywhere on my nightstand. I can move it around if I need to. And that's something that's handy.
We have one of those in Indy's room that is very useful. It's like a dimmer. You touch it and hold it down, and then it gets brighter or goes dimmer. But I think it's especially good for traveling.
Right.
When you don't know the layout of the hotel or whatever, it's nice to have those little things.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so Malika, here are your suggestions. The first one is a hot water bottle.
All right. So I have a hot water bottle. It's very cute. It's
Oh, what's the color? What's the color?
it's purple. The inside is plastic, but it has like a cardigan on it, like a purple sweater.
Cardigan on it.
I'll take a
I
picture of
never
it.
imagined that your hot water bottle would have a sweater.
Its name is Portobello. What?
I want like a visual of all the things in your house that have names.
I think initially I got it to help with like cramps and things like that. I've had it for a long time, but lately I just started using it for my back at night. I was having again, this is also pregnancy related, but many people have back issues for a variety of reasons.
Right.
And I just had it with me in the bed at night. Like I just leaned it against my back. I said I'm sleeping on my side the whole time. So there's always like a surface to lean it on.
Mm,
And I was amazed that it stayed hot or warm throughout the entire night. And it was just this really like kind of soothing thing to have next to me, probably like a stuffed animal in a way. That's just this little warm, soft thing giving off heat that I could move when I switch sides. But I was really surprised at how much comfort it gave me throughout the night to have. So I think when I don't have back pain, it's maybe not as useful, but it's just a thing in the bag of tricks now.
Well, Malika, I'm going to blow your mind
Okay.
because they actually have these things called warmies, which are stuffed animals
Oh,
that
yes.
warm up. So you just put it in the microwave and it stays warm and it's soft and cozy. So you could potentially have both.
Could have both. I've had a warmie before, at
Ah,
least a small one. It doesn't stay hot as long. So this
okay.
is staying hot for like 7, 8 hours,
Oh, it's a long time.
or at least warm. But I do like warmies. I'm a fan of those.
When I think of a hot water bottle, I think of like I Love Lucy and the 50s and like a pink rubber thing. It's not something I ever think about using these days.
Yeah. Well, it is rubber, but like I said, it has a sweater
You
over
did
it.
say that. That's a good
So,
update. So it's softer and
yes.
yeah, and it doesn't leak. It's not
No, it
like
doesn't leak.
interesting. Okay. Next you have sleeping in different beds.
All right. This might be controversial. I don't know. But we have taken to sometimes sleeping in different beds if we need a lot of sleep. So
Mm.
this pretty much evolved when Indigo was born and we were doing shifts. And we're fortunate that we have a guest space where there is another bed that's comfortable also. So I think going to the couch might not be as comfortable, but we have 2 beds. But it has really helped, especially because we're sick so often.
Mhm.
And when you're sick, you really want to spread out. You also, like, for the non-sick person, it can wake you up when your partner's
Mhm.
coughing and disturb
Yeah.
your sleep. So we're kind of the like, we're better as a team when we both get good sleep. And this
Mhm.
is a way to both get good sleep. I think if you have that option, like, I think there was a time where I might have felt like, oh, what does that mean if we're sleeping in different beds and
Right.
fretting
Yeah.
about it? But actually, I heard an episode of the podcast Ologies, which we'll link, that was with a sleep expert. He's a doctor, he's also a sleep expert, but he had a whole kind of rant about how couples should sleep in different beds more often. And he's like,
Mm.
mix it up. It's fun. And then when you're
Mm.
in the same bed,
Okay.
it's like, hey,
Other reasons
keep
besides
me
being sick.
fresh.
Uh-huh.
But like, there is nothing like getting good sleep. And
Yeah.
often when people sleep together, if one person snores, it keeps the other one up. There's just a lot of reasons why you're not getting optimal sleep in a bed with another person. So that kind of destigmatized that for me, hearing his perspective. And I'm glad we have that option, unless somebody else is staying with us. But most of the time, it's an option. And even in the middle of the night, if something is really gone, we can't get sleep for whatever reason, one of us might move and it doesn't mean
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah. Well, this takes my separate comforters to a whole nother level.
Yes.
You just like forget the separate comforter. You have a separate bed. That's actually even better. If a comforter is good, imagine a whole new bed. I agree with you. I remember when I got COVID and I, had to sleep in another room. I didn't mind it so much. And I had all of the things that I love around me. And I remember I was out of the range of where I had to be outside of the bedroom and I was feeling better. And I was like, I think I'm going to take another couple days just to be sure. But there's something to it. I really get it. I don't mind that at all. And for me, Grayson has a different schedule. He has to wake up about 45 minutes to an hour before I do. But I am such a light sleeper that I am up also. Some of the times when he gets up, my sleep has now changed because I'm aware of his presence and that he's up and he's fumbling around the bedroom and things like that. And I go to sleep later than Grayson. And so even for those reasons, it would make more sense to not be in the same bedroom. So I'm here for it. The last thing you have is Apple Fitness Meditation.
All right. So recently on Happier in Hollywood, Sarah has talked about the Sleep With Me podcast. We should link that too. I've listened to that in the past, which is basically a podcast that you can fall asleep to. Like, it's kind of rambly. It's really meant to help you sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So things like that I'm into because sometimes I need help quieting my brain. And it's a nice feeling if there's a lot going on, you're stressed and like you just have racing thoughts to have something else to listen to help you drift off.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that's been in my toolkit, I may have discussed this before, is the Apple Fitness app. If you have it, people think of it mainly as for workouts. There's lots of different workouts that you can do, but they also have a whole meditation section and they have meditations for mindfulness and confidence. They have all these different topics and one of them is sleep. So I really like Joanna is the instructor that does the sleep meditations that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like 5, 10, or 20 minutes. And I mean, they keep producing them. So there's like a huge catalog to pick from, but I really like the body scan ones or the ones that focus on breathing. And it's just such a nice feeling to not get to the end, like where you fall asleep before it comes to the end. So I think it's worth trying if you're looking for options or ways to help you fall asleep and just kind of really relax if you have a hard time unwinding. Apple Fitness sleep meditations.
Malika, are you listening to this through earbuds or how are you listening to this sleep meditation?
Sometimes I do earbuds, but also my preferred method is to just have it out loud so I don't have to take anything out of my ears if I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
And so I ask, Norm is fine with it. He doesn't care. And he sleeps with earplugs. So he's okay with it being out loud.
Got it. Interesting. Well, these are fantastic tips. I loved hearing them. And please, listeners, send us your sleep strategies. I think it's good to have lots of different options in your toolkit for sleep. So we'd love to hear what you're doing right now or what your hacks are related to sleep.
Yes. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we will share our peaks and valleys.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
We are back with peaks and valleys because in life, there are always peaks and always valleys. Today is an even episode, so Azizi, you are up first with a peak.
My peak is to my mom and dad for coming with me to see Gretchen Rubin. I was all set to go by myself, and then Malika, you suggested that mommy might like to go. because she came with us in 2019 and I had
Yes.
completely forgotten that she came with us in 2019. And so I reached out to her and she was thrilled to go. You know, it was a little complicated in terms of the logistics and getting there, but she was gung ho. And then at the last minute, like an hour before, she's like, Daddy's coming too. I was like, oh, okay. So it was nice to experience it with them. They both enjoyed the talk. I could hear Daddy's laugh, you know, in the whole theater because there were parts that were very funny. And then he took the pictures of Gretchen and Elizabeth and I.
Nice.
So it was nice to have them there with me. And I also want to give a peek to the Talk Live LA series, which this was a part of, this talk with Gretchen Rubin. And there are some really cool speakers coming up, and it's not a lot of money. And I think this is my preferred format. Like, I'm not a big Broadway person, I'm not a big movie person, but I do like two people having an intellectual chat about things. That really makes me happy.
A lecture series person or panel person.
I'm a panel person, I'm a salon person, I'm a lecture series person. I love it. So I might do more of these. There were some ones coming up that seemed really interesting to me.
Fun. That's great.
What's your valley, Malika?
So my valley is that two of the shows that I've been watching with Norm have ended. So White Lotus and The Pit, if you know, you know. They're both on Max. They were both very intense shows in different ways, which is usually not my jam, but it was very fun to have that to look forward to together. And they were both the type of shows where it only came out once a week. So you really build up the anticipation. And then when it's done, there's no more. It's a bit sad feeling. There should be a German word for sad, end of show, sad feeling.
Someone make up that word.
If you have that word, let me know what it is. So very entertaining. The Pit in particular, I'm not really into well, I do like medical dramas, but I can't always stomach them. And so I kind of avoid them. But a friend of mine was actually in this show and that kind of propelled me to watch it. And I got so hooked in. And then I got Norm hooked in. And it was really like, this is, I talked about reading romance novels, rom-coms, and how they do nothing for me. Like, I love them, but I don't feel like I'm a better person. But maybe I'm a better person from watching The Pit. I don't know.
Oh, it changed you.
It's just the perspective and the compassion for doctors and emergency workers. Like, I think it is very good television on that level.
I know that I could never be a doctor, and watching The Pit is just like, right, I don't want this in my life. I already have decided I don't want this in my life, and I don't even want to watch it. There's just like so many fluids everywhere.
There were a lot of
all the
fluids. I
time.
did close my eyes for much of each episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the valleys that they had to come to an end at some point. They'll come back. They both have another season, I'm assuming. So I am excited about Hacks, though. That's just coming back now. So we'll get into it. Yeah.
So White Lotus was on my list of things to watch. And I tried the first two episodes and was like, no, not for me. But then when I was at your house, I overheard some episodes and I could basically hear everything that was happening. And so then I was invested. And then Malika caught me up. So then I watched, I think, 2 episodes with you guys.
I know, you didn't want to, but we were just like, well, we're watching it. So
you're like, this is what's happening tonight. And I didn't want to move. So now I'm in it. So then I watched it. And then we got to the last episode, which I didn't watch. But you explained it all to me, and I feel resolved. I even enjoyed it more hearing you talk to me about it than watching it myself. So we'll cross that one off my list. And the Pit, the girls have been watching, and they love it.
Well, that brings us to the end. Azizi, let's leave on a happier thought. What are you going to try this week?
I'm going to look into some magnesium oils. I'm intrigued. I want to get in on this party. What about you, Malika?
I'm going to get another duvet so that we can do this Scandinavian method.
Do you not have another duvet? You guys only have one?
I'm really not sure. I've got to look into it. We have other blankets. So We should workshop it with the blankets that we have.
Start with the ones you have. Yeah, that's a good place to start because you don't buy things. So
Right.
it will never happen.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to this episode. You can find our show notes in the episode description. If you like us, please rate, review, and tell a friend. And don't forget to follow us.
Send us a message at happierladies@gmail.com.
Our show was edited by Magnus Bjorgum, and our theme music was created by Wyatt Muncie.
You can find us on Instagram at happierladies and on the web at happierladies.com. All right, Malika, have a happier week.
Have a happier week, Azizi. Bye.
Bye.
Well, wait, can you hear Indigo?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, is he okay?
I don't know. I'm surprised he's awake. That's the problem. Speaking of sleep hygiene.
He's really demanding something. What does he want? Right now, he says. He wants milk. Oh, baby.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.